Tomorrow, you, along with really everyone in the entire United States and territories, will hear and see an emergency alert at 2:20 p.m. It is a national emergency alert test, and it will read, "This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. No action is needed." Operations Manager at Guilford County Emergency Management, Connor Baker, says you're going to see and hear the alert in a variety of forms.
So if you are watching a television, you should expect to see these red scrolling banner at the bottom of your screen like you would typically see for the emergency alert system activation. You would typically see this for any type of severe weather in the area, or you may be familiar with the required weekly test. And so this will be exactly the same as that. If you hear it on the radio in your car or something like that, the exact same thing. You'll hear the beep, 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 and this is the required weekly test or the required test for the emergency alert system. If you receive it on your cell phone, it will come across a little bit differently. Many of you will be familiar with receiving an Amber Alert on your cell phone. It's the same exact thing. It will be the very loud, attention-grabbing tone from your cell phone, and then the message will come across on your phone as a push alert that says, "This is a test. This is not an emergency. This is only a test of the wireless emergency alert system."
While the test will be sent out at 2:20 p.m., there could be a little delay depending on where you are. Baker explains why that is.
There's different timings of, like we talked about, based on urban and rural areas, based on how close you are in proximity to cell phone reception and things like that. Your phones may be a little bit delayed in receiving it just based on signal strength. So I think that's really interesting. And there are tests out there that exist of, okay, you might get it immediately, you might get it a little bit delayed, like, 90-second delay, something like that, just for the time it takes to travel.
There is no way to opt out of the alert and turn it off. The only way to avoid it is to completely turn off all of your devices. Now, the Federal Management Agency, or FEMA, and Federal Communications Commission planned the test. FEMA says the purpose of the test is to ensure that the systems continue to be effective means of warning the public about emergencies, particularly those on the national level. Now, if there is some kind of emergency or issue tomorrow, the test will be delayed until October the 11th. FEMA says all TV stations, radio stations, cell phone providers are required to participate in the emergency alert system, or what's called the EAS. If an emergency happened, the alert would signal that the president could address the American people within 10 minutes of that national emergency. The system dates back all the way to the 1960s. Back then, radios were the only way to send out emergency messages. In 2006, President Bush signed an executive order that allowed FEMA to use modern technology to allow the president to contact the people at a minute's notice. Well, now that you know when the alert will happen and what it will say, you might kind of wonder what it sounds like. Unfortunately, we cannot play the sound for you. Here's why.
We can't play you the sound of an emergency alert here on TV during a non-emergency. That's actually a violation of broadcast law. But if you've ever been alarmed by your phone's warning of severe weather or a missing person, you know the alert we're talking about. And viral videos claim no matter where you are in the U.S., it'll be sounding off on everyone's phone on October 4th at 2:20 in the afternoon.
It is going to happen to every single phone that is powered on.
So will there be an emergency test alert tomorrow? We checked in with several sources here to verify yes, and it's not intended to be a surprise. FEMA and the FCC announced the plan in August to sound the alarms nationwide on October 4th, 2023 at 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time. FEMA says this test will ensure, quote, the systems continue to be effective means of warning the public about emergencies, particularly those on the national level. That would include national security events like a terror attack, missile threat, or other major public safety issue. The FCC explains the wireless emergency alert system will push out warnings to cell phones over a 30-minute period during that test. They'll look like a text message and identify themselves as a test. To get the alert, phones will need to be turned on, have service, and be compatible with the alert system, which covers most modern cell phones.
You have to be connected to a cell phone network, so just remember to switch your phone to Wi-Fi only or airplane mode if it's a bad time to receive the alert. FEMA says the emergency alert system on TV and radio will also be tested, interrupting regular programming for a minute. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
And just so you know for sure, again, the alert is 2:20 p.m. tomorrow.